Now, for those of you who have been following my channel, you'll probably remember I had the same model of guitar in over the winter, and it needs the same job. We're going to swap out those saddles for compensated saddles, and of course we'll be doing a compensated mount. This one also needs a fret dress at that neck to body junction, but it is in remarkable condition. I mean, there isn't even a thumbprint on this thing. And if you remember, Randy's telly, Mahogany telly with a F-hole in it that we worked on back in the winter. Initially we had looked at swapping out the pickups, but you know something, these pickups are great. This guitar lacks nothing other than a compensated nut, proper setup, fret dress, and of course compensated saddles. I just want to kind of bring you in and show you how I mask this whole thing off. With the maple fingerboard, you got to be really careful. Now the frets, as you can see, there's a fair amount of fret wear in the first up to about the 7th, 8th fret, and there is a typical kind of bump at the neck to body junction that needs to be level, crowned, and polished. But before I started, I just wanted to show you the clean shot before it gets kind of messed up and gummed up with buffing compound. So you really need to take extra precautions when working on a maple fingerboard. This is low tension tape I've got on here so that we don't pull any lacquer off. Anyway, so we're just about to take care of that discrepancy at the neck to body junction right at the top end of the fingerboard, and then we'll get rid of all these wear marks here. We also have, you can't see them, but I put some compensated brass saddles on there, and we'll bring you into the loop as we get to the final stretch on this one. So there you go, another Mahogany telly. I want to bring you in and just show you those very slight sort of ghost marks that remain after we did our level recrown. Now we're about to polish these frets out to bring them to their final sheen. But the point I wanted to make is you don't grind down the full length of the fingerboard to get rid of those very faint ghost marks in the first 3, 4, 5 frets. I'm going to buff that out. We'll come back and have another look, and I'll explain this a little bit further. Okay, we've buffed this out now, and this is the point I'm making. There are still some spots here and here and here, very light ones. But if anything, we would replace those first 3 frets and then dress them down to the height of the rest of them. But all of the other marks are pretty well gone. As I checked this with the successively smaller and smaller straight edges, this whole area needed to be dressed anyway. So now we'll be able to bring the action down nice and tight on this thing. It'll be silky smooth to play. It'll be good for the long run. Cheers. And this is our Mahogany Telecaster. It's wrapped up, so all of the saddles, I did end up touching up the saddles a little bit to get them to line right up 100%. So it's perfectly in tune, frets are dressed, compensated nut of course is done. So I'll plug that in the studio in the house and let you all hear it. Cheers. Well, our Mahogany Telly is finally done, and as you've seen in other videos, I really try to play a series of chords along the entire span of the neck to sort of verify the accuracy of the intonation. So I have recorded a series of those chords across the entire span of the neck, and I'll just sort of blow over them as you've seen me do in other videos and flick the pickups around and just do some single line stuff over top. So here we go.